going on with the Patriots, man? Last time I checked, Drake May was 1 for 7 and 3 picks while targeting A.J. Brown. Is that still true?
That is not true.
Okay, I was
3
joking
for
around.
10,
First
by the
off,
way,
don't
Dan, but
post
it's okay.
stats in training camp, folks. Stop posting stats in training camp, all right?
Oh, my gosh. Dan, I don't know if you're watching Fourth and Forever today, but TD had the audacity to have to show me Shador Sanders, like, stats and what he looks like over Deshaun Watson. It's like
21 or 25. Yeah.
See?
Don't ever post stats from training camp, folks. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. We're going to get into
it's
the
a crime.
Brown
It's a crime. Just don't do it.
Yeah, we'll get into the A.J. Brown talk. But just first off, I think one of the biggest question marks surrounding this team is, look, you just lost the Super Bowl, and it wasn't particularly close. And so a lot of times we see those teams who are in that position, they lose the Super Bowl, they get into the rut. And so what is this team doing different than last year and different than any other team historically to make sure that they do not come out in a rut, but they learn from these mistakes and they grow from this? And I think that's the intensity that we're seeing in practice. And so the Patriots are running the most padded practices that they possibly can. This is a significant improvement from what we saw around this time last year. I mean, the Patriots, the first week of training camp, everybody has to start out the same. You can't put on pads until a certain amount of time. It's a rule in the NFL. The Patriots, since they put on pads, I think have had one day where they haven't had pads. They've had 5 straight practices of being in pads. They're really trying to acclimate this team. I think part of why, there's 2 different things. One of which, I think they want to get off to a hot start. They were a slow start last year. In a lot of ways, that kind of bit them in the butt from hosting the AFC Championship game. But also at the end of the season, the offense kind of flamed out in the postseason. And so I think it's because they're really trying to acclimate this team, trying to make sure that they're ready for the entirety of the season, both regular season and post. So that's something really excited that I'm liking. Drake May outlook, he did start off camp, I would say, a little bit rough when he was targeting A.J. Brown, Romeo Doubs, his 2 brand new wide receivers. But outside of that, he was looking really, really good. I mean, you want to go back and you want to look at spring practices, OTAs, minicamp. That was the best stretch of practices that we've seen Drake May have in 3 years, 3 off seasons now in the NFL. And I think some people got those stats mixed up. It's like, oh, Drake May sucks because of when he was targeting A.J. Brown. Yeah, the connection between A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs was really lacking in the beginning of training camp before the pads were going on.
We want to make sure that we grow our audience to new heights. So in order to help that, we are bribing each and every single one of you. Let me tell you what we are running over at Roundtable Sports for each and every single YouTube channel. We are giving away a copy of Madden 27 for each and every single YouTube channel in the network. In order to enter, it's very simple. You must be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, and you have to leave a comment of your favorite team once this live stream is over on this said video. Now, this is going to be announced in every single clip that comes from the AFC East Roundtable as well, so feel free to enter as many times as you would like. But next week's show, we will be picking one lucky fan to where we will be sending you off a digital copy of Madden 27. We cannot thank you enough for your continued support.
And that's okay, because it's going to be a process with those guys. But when Drake May was throwing to guys like Kayshon Boutte, Kyle Williams, Matt Collins, guys he has that chemistry with, Hunter Henry, he was looking absolutely spectacular. The biggest thing for Drake May heading into his 3rd year is going to be all up here. It's all going to be mental. We know Drake May has the most physical gifts that we've seen from a Patriots quarterback in a very, very long time. One of the best at doing so in the National Football League statistically in 2025. But everything's going to be up here now, because what this offense under Josh McDaniels is going to ask him to do is they're going to ask him to be able to switch up the protection. They want him to be able to read defenses and switch up the play at the line of scrimmage based off of what he's seen. And so far in training camp, there's been several times based off reports that have come out that have said Drake May change the play up, but before the ball was snapped, and it resulted in a big play, a 40-yard touchdown, a 20-yard touchdown. So that's something that I'm really excited to see from him. Something personal that I really want to see from Drake May, though, is start off hot and end hot. I feel like one of the biggest issues for him that he still lacks in is that Drake May gets better as games go on, but there's a lot of times where he'll come out in the first quarter and he's sailing balls above guys' head and he's inaccurate and, he needs to cool himself down. We're still seeing that a little bit in training camp. It wasn't the most previous training camp practice, but it was the day before. We saw Drake May start off going 1 for 5, but he finished off really great, finishing going 11 for 12. And so again, still that same kind of aspect to where you're starting off off slow, but you're ending high. And it's great if you can play great football 3 out of 4 quarters, but you're going to play opponents where you're just going to need to play 4 out of 4 quarters at a high level. When it comes to A.J. Brown, he has absolutely been dominating. He has been everything that we have wanted him to be and more since they put on the pads. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Before the pads went on, it was looking rough. We were starting to have that discussion on, oh, crap, did we just give up a first-round pick for nothing? But guess what? It doesn't matter what you do in the beginning of training camp. It matters what you do as training camp progresses. It matters when you have impactful practices like pads, when there's real contact. Guess what? Real football games, there's going to be actual contact. There's going to be actual pads. And ever since that happened, A.J. Brown has looked great. Several touchdowns. One day he had 4 or 5 touchdowns in practice. He's been money on 10-yard slants. It feels like that's going to be the bread and butter between him and Drake May. So he's looked fantastic. He's beating every cornerback, every safety right now there in New England. Romeo Doubs, I say, he's been a little bit disappointing. He's picked things up a little bit more, but that connection between him and Drake May, the consistency, still certainly isn't what you want it to be. He might just be a guy that's better come game day than he is in practices. That is a real thing. Some players are just that way. Patriots are giving Romeo Doubs like $25 million average annual value to be that wide receiver too. So really going to need him to show out. I would say he's the bigger question mark right now compared to A.J. Brown. And then rookie-wise, Eli Raritan. Oh my gosh, what a steal for the New England Patriots in the 3rd round. At least as of right now, it's looking like it. And the Patriots are going to need this rookie tight end to play a bigger role because they did have the former Miami Dolphins tight end who they signed in the offseason, and Julian Hill, go down in spring practices with a season-ending injury. So now Eli Raritan's going to be thrusted into this tight end 2 role behind Hunter Henry. He's getting reps with the first-team offense. He's beating the first-team defense. You're seeing the high football IQ of Eli Raritan. You're seeing that 6'5", 6'6" height. You're seeing that connection with Drake May already. So I think these pass catchers are going to be significantly upgraded, and this defense too continues to look good. So certainly not everything's perfect right now. You can only take so much away from this, but the Patriots rushing attack still looks like it is having some issues. Is the Patriots run defense just that amazing from what it was last year, or are the Patriots just still not able to run the ball? I don't know. But one thing I can tell you is that here in New England, we got some brand new players. And dare I say, Richie, it's a brand new day.
Prize Picks is your official sponsor of the AFC East Roundtable. Let's make an AFC East Roundtable themed pick'em, baby. Let's go. What do you know? Prize Picks is your official sponsor of Roundtable Sports Network. Use code HMA. You use $5 on your first bet, and when you win, folks, they give you $150 right away. So there's no need to not sign up. They give you $150 when you win your first bet on Prize Picks. Use the code HMA. Legal in New York, in Florida, in every single, not every state, but all the massive states nationwide. Let's go into some AFC East players, starting with Drake May. 3,799.5 passing yards is your line for Drake May. More or less? How much did he have last year, Colby? Do you remember?
Off the top of my head, I don't, but he had more than that, I believe. I'm going to actually go, a little bit under this one, just very slightly, because I think they're going to run the football a lot this year. You look at what they did with that personnel, Reggie Gilliam, the offensive line. They wanted to run the football first last year, but they couldn't. I think this year they're going to want to really do that.
All right, so we're taking the less. Now we got Malik Willis's line is at 2,974.5 passing yards. TD.
Oh, no.
This is actually a steal. It's crazy to me, but I got him around 3,700 yards. I believe he's going to get this year. That's not crazy. I mean,
3,700 is a very good season. That's a lot.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a really good season.
Okay, so more for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I will say about Willis, I do think that he will go over that. 3,700 is a bit much for me, but
3,599 for Josh Allen.
It's gonna be close. It's gonna be really close. Give me more.
Bang.
Slightly though.
You think Malik Willis is being disrespected? Geno is being the most disrespected
No, he's not
on this app because
Do they got interceptions for Geno on here?
2,599.5 yards. This man has had 4,000 yards. Okay, he's hit this number the last 4 years, by the way. So why do I think he's not going to hit this season? He had over 3,000 last year.
Wow.
Maybe.
So as bad as Geno Smith is with turnovers, he gets yards. Okay, so if you want to bet the less on this, you're going to lose money. The only reason why this wouldn't hit is if he gets injured. Geno's smashed this the last 4 seasons he has been a starter in the NFL. 20 wins you 200 on Prize Picks for our AFC's quarterback passing yards picks. If you guys want to tell us, feel free. If not, make your own picks on Prize Picks.
That's what I was trying to do in the beginning of the show, and I just did it wrong. So
I was wondering what that was backstage.
yeah, you like that? You like that?
Well,
was
Oh my
wondering
God.
what
That's a
that
little
was.
edit I did myself right there. You know, Spider-Man for a new day. Check it out.
Backstage. All right,
there
let's get
goes
some
the
brief,
monetization of this show.
let's get
No,
some
it's okay.
brief
We did it on
thoughts
my
on
show, and it was all good. Don't worry, we're good. Make sure.
Yeah, let's get some brief thoughts on the Patriots so we can get through these super chats and give these kind people their evening.
Yeah,
Look,
this was very simple.
as far as
for me.
this,
Oh, go ahead.
as you can go, TD, go ahead.
No, it's very simple for me. I just look at the Patriots being the top dog until they're knocked off at this point. They have the coach for it. The quarterback was pretty doggone good last year. I don't actually think they're going to be better I don't think they're going to be better or the same as they were last year. I think they're going to regress. But when I say regress, they won 14 games, Kobe?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that they're going to go down to the 11-12 mark, somewhere around there. I don't think they're going to put up the 14 again. You know, first time look from a lot of teams. They punched them in the mouth, didn't know what to expect. Wow, look at the Patriots. But people are going to understand what to look for more. They're going to study those playoff games and try to make life tougher for Drake May, which he'll have a tougher time. So the Patriots, they're going to be up there. They've only, made better strides within the draft. They kept a lot of their guys home. And I really don't have much to say other than the fact that they're still going to be good. They're still going to be competitive. And I do have them actually winning the division for now until I see the first few games of the Dolphins.
Well, Dan, I don't know if you remember our good friends last year over at RotoWire, but they are back, baby. RotoWire is here to make sure that we are dominating all football season long, man. I don't care if it's bragging rights. I don't care if you got money on the line. You are going to want to make sure that you dominate all of your fantasy leagues this year because let's be honest, none of us are in one fantasy league. We're all in at least 3 to 5 fantasy leagues. And right now, when you guys use the link in the bio, you use the code RTS, you are getting an absurd 25% off on your first month. You heard that right? 25% off. There's no better time to get in on it. You're looking at RotoWire here, man, and they got a lot of amazing features that are new here in 2026 compared to what we saw in 2025, all the way from advanced analytics to customize league settings to see expert rankings. You can build a draft plan. They also have a mock draft simulator so that you can practice before your big draft day comes up. They got My League Sync. They also have custom cheat sheets to go along with that. And they also have a mobile app right now. So for those of you who maybe don't love having to go online and looking up websites, you don't got to do that anymore. It's convenient for you to just click an app on your phone right now, my friends. And to go along with that, they also have really great in-season tools to make sure that you're not just dominating when you have to draft, but you are dominating all football season long to make sure that you do come out victorious. Your subscription is going to include waiver wire rankings that get updated weekly, trade analyzers, competitive insights, and draft scores. So if you guys want to make sure you are guaranteed to come out on top of your leagues this year, make sure you check out our good friends over at RotoWire. Link in the description box below.
And a quick reminder, folks, you literally sync your league no matter what app you use, whether it's NFL, ESPN, CBS Fantasy, Sleeper, Yahoo, all these different fantasy leagues. This is not where you host your fantasy league. It's where you sync your league and you dominate your boys. I'm a champion. Not only did my Knicks win a championship, I also am looking at my fantasy football trophy on my shelf, and I got RotoWire to thank for that championship, baby.
Man, RotoWire, indeed, a giant shout out for being a proud partner to the boys. So I feel like, say you're a Patriots fan and you got really annoyed with the schedule takes last year in 2025. I think that this season is a perfect opportunity for you to prove everybody wrong, because these guys truly have one of the hardest schedules in the NFL, the most difficult in the AFC East with that first place finish. So you open up the season against the Seattle Seahawks, and then you play the Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo 3 of your first 4 games. Welcome the Steelers into town, too. You never really know what to expect from the Pittsburgh Steelers. You have the Bears, the Green Bay Packers, the Lions, the Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs, the Denver Broncos. This is certainly going to be a massive litmus test to like either prove everybody wrong that last year wasn't a fluke or prove everybody right. So I'm really curious to see. I mean, obviously, A.J. Brown is really going to elevate this squad. I think second year of Vrabel's defense as all of these players continue to develop. I think this is going to be a good team. I have the Buffalo Bills winning the division. I think it's going to be close, very much like it was last year. But, yeah, that's my take.
Yeah, I think the schedule being tough this year. I mean, listen, the Patriots, let's not forget, were in last place in the division 2 years ago, which allowed them to get the easiest schedule, took advantage of it, 14 wins, and now they won the division. Therefore, now they get the toughest schedule. That's how the scheduling works for those of you guys that don't know, which means, yeah, the Jets have the easy schedule. We're about to win 14 games. All jokes aside, I think that the New England Patriots adding A.J. Brown, adding some unique players around it, year number 2 with Vrabel, Drake May coming off an MVP-style season. I mean, the expectations for them should be extremely high, and I think it is. Internally for the New England Patriots, it is going back to the dance and winning the whole thing. When you make it to the Super Bowl in your first season with a guy like Mike Vrabel, expectations are that. And I think that Drake May also has a lot to prove that we've seen a lot of quarterbacks fizzle out. And Drake May was solid as a rookie, showed flashes, was inconsistent, your typical rookie guy. Year 2, really broke out onto the scene. But what does he look like now? I think that, is he going to get better? Is he going to stay the same? Is he going to take a step backwards? And I think that is the biggest thing about this quarterback that I'm intrigued about, because stars are born in the playoffs and stars are also born with consistency, stacking seasons together. And I think that Drake May has everything you need to be a star. But the question is, now that there's a game plan out there, there's film out there to see how Drake May moves, people know what the Patriots are throwing out there. Of course, they have a great coaching staff so they can adapt and, of course, be able to make sure that they can adjust. But the Patriots ran through that schedule last year, and now they're going to have a tougher schedule. I'm really excited that they're taking on the Seattle Seahawks again. Week 1, especially after how the Seahawks smacked them up in the Super Bowl. If the Patriots go out there and go out like on ring night and win, that's going to be a big statement. I'm intrigued, and I think that the New England Patriots, I know I said I have the Bills making the playoffs as the division winner, but I definitely see the Patriots as the wild card team making the playoffs.